See if I can get this one in the pocket right here. Real talk. Oh my God, do. Somebody please say it ain't so. Thank y'all for tuning in to Docs Daily, where you get daily documentations from your boy Sean Blazy. Ha ha ha. But ain't nothing funny though. Today we're going to be talking about the power of sacrifice. I did not want to make this video because Black Rob passed away, and this ain't no time for no conspiracy theories, but a lot of people been hitting me up asking me questions about how this funeral went down and why it was so raggedy like that, and what was Puffy's involvement with this funeral and Black Rob's passing. Me personally, I'm not about to sit up here and say Puffy pulled the trigger. Puffy is the one that administered for Black Rob to pass away. But like I said, we're going to be talking about the power of sacrifice. You don't have to pull the trigger on somebody to sacrifice them. You don't have to be the one to perform the ritual to sacrifice somebody. Somebody can die from natural causes, and it can still be deemed as a sacrifice depending on who benefits from that person's passing. And as far as I see, the only person benefiting from Black Rob's passing is Diddy. It ain't like Black Rob left a whole bunch of money for his kids. And according to the people at his funeral, Diddy did more than enough. So don't be talking about no royalties or getting some compensation for Black Rob's deeds that he did with Bad Boy when his family is getting up on stage talking about Puffy gave Rob money even when he messed the money up. Ain't no way his kid's gonna get some royalties or some publishing when his family basically ruined that for them in the future. And who's getting away with the bag? Who is this benefiting more than anybody? You guessed it, your boy Diddy. Now you can't blame him 100% because when you got money, a lot of people are ignorant to the obvious. As long as you got that fame, those diamonds, those jewels, that notoriety, you be with celebrities, you can get away with murder. And I'm not saying that's what Puffy doing, but we're going to talk about the power of sacrifice. If someone in your family passed away and left you the bag, your other family members going to be looking at you sideways like, okay, you benefited off of Big Mama's murder. They're going to look at you like you the one that killed Big Mama. If it wasn't for Big Mama, you wouldn't have all this stuff that you had. So a sacrifice don't necessarily mean that you have to kill somebody in some suicidal ritual or something crazy like that. It can simply mean the person who's benefiting off of a person's murder. Now, I know y'all tune in to Docs Daily, and I know y'all here for them highly classified documentations. We're about to get into that right now. But before we do that, I'm gonna need y'all to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. Also hit that notification button, and don't be afraid to join the live chat if you want to leave comments. Don't be talking about you want to leave your 2 cents, but you ain't got $1 to leave a comment. And also y'all can hit that cash app too. $ Sean Blaze Docs. I got so much love for y'all, but without further ado, we about to get into these highly classified documentations. Y'all got to stay ready, get ready. And if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. But without further ado, I'm about to do what I came here to do. For you, pay attention, open your eyes, and listen closely because we're about to be breaking this down vividly right now. Here we go.
All right, this one right here, man, this one's gonna hurt, right? Because Black Rob, it was Robert.
And mind you, that ain't got nothing to do with my internet. This funeral service was bootlegged from in on out. And Diddy had the nerve to put it on Revolt TV. That just goes to show. Make whatever residuals you can make off of this man's passing. I'm going to put it on my network. But he wasn't there at the funeral. He didn't give a speech or nothing. No celebrities was there. The service was bootleg on Diddy's network. So that just goes to show how much he cared. God forbid Faith Evans passed away. It wouldn't be no bootleg funeral service like that. At least the cameras and the mics would be set up correctly. If God forbid Lil Kim passed away, it wouldn't be no bootleg funeral service. If it was Mason Betha that passed away, it would have been top of the line. Everybody would have been there. Stars would have showed up. People would have came out. But for Black Rob, you couldn't even get the mics together, and you had the nerve to put it on Revolt TV. Now, this ain't no Bash and Puffy video, but a lot of people is asking, is this a sacrifice? like I said earlier, you ain't got it. Whoever's benefiting, that's the sacrificiary. Look at this, y'all. I'm going to try to get it to work, but I ain't got no power over a bootleg funeral service, y'all.
My name is Porter Rock. BRPR. I toured with him all around.
Yeah, he said that. I know y'all caught it. His name Porter Rock. Speaking at Black Raw's funeral. Ain't no shame in his game. Ain't no telling what he gonna eat after the service. He probably got a whole hog in the pot. Listen to Porter Rock and what he got to say about Black Rob, y'all.
Well, he gave me everything I needed. I never asked for nothing, and he gave me his coat. I held his coat. I yelled out Black Rob 1,000,000 times, and I will yell it out 10 million more. I know.
Porter Rock said Black Rob gave him everything he had, but the last time I checked, and rest in peace to Black Rob. I hate to keep speaking your name and you resting in peace and everything, bro, but we got to address this before people just fall asleep, because people forget so easily. Next week, y'all gonna forget who a Black Rob was. So we got to talk about it while it's still hot, because I know y'all not even gonna care in a couple of days. Porter Rock said that Black Rob gave him everything he owned, the coat off his back. Well, how come Black Rob was homeless? Porter Rock, are you homeless? You ain't have a room for Black Rob to stay in? You couldn't help that man, but you standing up there at his funeral? All these people that went to Black Rob's funeral, ain't none of them let him stay with them when he was homeless? But y'all want to get in front of them cameras and be on Revolt TV. Now, I know y'all get irritated when I do this, but I'm just doing my job. It's my responsibility to break this down for y'all. And y'all know y'all came here to get them docs daily from your one and only boy, Sean Blazy. And that's why we need y'all to either join the live chat or hit the Cash App. One or the other. Hit the like button. If you ain't got nothing for the Cash App or the live chat, hit the like button to do something. Or maybe you just want to see them documentations. I got you. Don't worry. I got you. Here we go. Check this out.
Black Rob, I love you, fam. But I know Black Rob. We talked about everything that no one else talked about. I know the pain. I love that man. And I want to say thank you to him. Thank you for being kind to all of us. Jeff Mob, Wagner Projects, the whole East Side. The whole East Side. This is a real legend. Y'all hear me? Stand up. This is a real...
You know, they trying to legalize or illegalize a whole lot of stuff for Black people, man. In China, they won't even allow hip hop. We don't have that many clubs, that many bars in the Black community. And it's starting to look like we're not even going to be able to have funeral services. And one of the main reasons is because people trying to turn funeral services into hip hop concerts. You should see the flyers for Black Rob's funeral. You would have thought it was open bar till 12 o'clock. Ladies get in free. It's a goddamn rap concert for these funerals. And then you let anybody get up on the mic. Yo, 1, 2. I like to give a shout out to my mans in the back. Where is the DJ at? Forget a casket. Put his ass on some turntables. This is sad that we can't act or be productive in public settings like this. And this has been going on for a long time. They've been shutting down beaches. We're not allowed to go to certain ice cream places. This is horrible. It seemed like some of us, not all of us, because y'all be saying I be bashing my own people. I don't even know how that's possible. But anytime you keep it real with people of color, they want to accuse you of being a hater. Oh, you hate Black people. No, I'm just keeping it real with my people. This is ridiculous. Dudes standing up, throwing up gang signs in the middle of a funeral. This is sad. And this is broadcast all throughout the world, and it make us all look like we don't know how to act. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get back to these documentations, but since ain't nobody subscribed to the channel and hit that like button, I don't feel bad for cutting off the video and saying what I got to say. Okay, now we got somebody real in the building. Let me show him some love before I continue on, because I swear to you, everybody show up for them hot documentations because they know I got them in bunches. Y'all know I got this information in bundles, but don't nobody want to show me my proper love. So for the people that do show me some love, I'm going to show y'all some love in the video right now to let y'all know I'm not fake or phony. My man Jonathan Glenn hit me off with $20. Bro, this video is about you. This is your video right now. Amanda Silva, got so much love for you. Tanja Brown, you the realest to ever do it because shorty, not only did you join the chat, but you also looking very, very beautiful on top of that. But without further ado, we about to get back into these docs daily that you get from your one and only boy, Sean Blasey. I know you saying shut up and continue on with the video, but hold up. Hold up. You can't tell me what to do if you ain't showing me no love. That's first of all. Second of all, step your game up. And without further ado, let's get back into this funeral because these boys be carrying on rituals and y'all don't even see what be happening. Look at this, y'all.
Oh, legend. I was there. I was there before the Whoa. I was there. I was there before the Bacardi Rob. This is Puerto Rock. I ain't never take nothing from that man. I was for that man. And if you know me, you know that's true. And I had...
Wait a minute, Puerto Rock, when your album coming out? Because you sound like you up here auditioning. You hoping Diddy see this? This is me. It's Puerto Rock. This ain't about you, Puerto Rock. This is about Black Rob. You trying to hype up the crowd for what? He's dead. He trying to get the last little bit of juice he can get off of being affiliated with Black Rob. That's his freaking claim to fame. You know Black Rob? I know Black Rob. Black Rob, my man. Yeah, you know, he had me at Puffy Party one time, and every Thanksgiving, he got a new Black Rob story that he pulled out of his Puerto Rican ass. And this is a good PR move for Puffy, especially since he loved the Puerto Rican young ladies. He's always down for a good PR move. And that's what it's looking like with this whole Puerto Rock getting up there, one of Puffy's henchmen to say some good stuff to deflect off of the fact that it's a possibility that this man was sacrificed. Let's continue on with this because I'm already hyped up. Listen to that Puerto Rock, everybody.
Show up today to let everybody know, thank you. Thank you for showing my man love. Blacko! Blacko!
Good evening,
Listen.
good evening, good evening, good evening.
Listen.
I know everyone wants to talk, but due to getting to the cemetery on time and the funeral home, we have to respect that. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna hear from the family, and then if we still...
Who is this lady? Who is she? I gotta back that up a little bit because she sounds so crazy I was dumbfounded. And why let her get on the mic? With Puffy. People talking about Puffy paid for the funeral. Puff is the one that orchestrated all this. It's a bad boy affair. Ain't nobody from Bad Boy there. Ain't no ex-staffers or nothing. Listen to this lady, y'all. Matter of fact, let me rewind a little bit more so y'all can hear what she's talking about.
And I had to show up today to let everybody know, thank you. Thank you for showing my man love. Blacko! Blacko!
Good evening,
Listen.
good evening, good evening, good evening.
Listen.
I know everyone wants to talk, but due
There's
to...
somebody on the podium speaking, but the camera is not showing who's on the podium. The cameraman is eating a beef patty right now, I promise you. He eating a beef patty looking for his baby mama. Sherelle, I know you out there. This is a home video that was broadcast to the world. Look at this, y'all.
Get into the cemetery on time and the funeral home. We have to respect that. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to hear from the family. And then if we still have time...
Sammy Davis Jr.'s mother is narrating Black Rob's funeral. We want to hear from the family. They could have found anybody else. Put Puerto Rock back on the mic.
We're going to hear from a few more reflections, okay? So
I have to say, hold up.
Look at this
Brother
foolishness.
thing. I heard a whole lot. And when that man was dying on that bed and sick for days, weeks, months, years, some of these people in there talking that talk, you wasn't even there for him. Shh, be quiet. You want to hear the real Black Rob? All this other stuff, that's it. Nobody ain't saying nothing else. That's enough. Y'all
See, like I said earlier, man. Now I know we about to get into the sacrifices and stuff, but the reason why I gotta walk y'all through this so y'all can get understanding when there's a high level of disrespect going on at somebody's funeral, that's to hide and cover up what's really going on, what's really happening, what's really taking place when it comes to this man's passing. This is all just a show to distract y'all from the person that's really running away with the bag right now. Y'all not gonna have no time to speculate, well, whatever happened with Black Rob's money. You're gonna hope these people at this funeral don't get a taste of that money. You're gonna hope that these people don't never come across no big money like that. After watching this funeral, is you concerned about any of these people getting a bag or benefiting off of this? Especially when they act like this. And this is why it's a must for somebody to televise this foolishness so nobody will ask no questions about Black Rob's estate. This put the nail in his coffin, literally. What estate? He ain't got no estate. And if he did, who we gonna get the money to? One of them people that was at his funeral? I don't think so. Listen at the ignorance, y'all.
all the wrong people. All right, let's start thanking the real people. Let's thank his mother for sure for just having a badass child like Black Rob. All right, they came from 118th Street.
Everybody, let's thank his mother for having a badass child like Black Rob. Give it up for her for having these ignorant ass kids. Give her a round of applause at his funeral for having his badass.
Street, they moved into projects. He was there with his grandmother, Mrs. Ross and Mr. Ross. Shout out to them. Let's thank all the right people. If you're going to talk about it, some of y'all would have made a phone call, would have talked to him, would have just called him. Check on him like you do your Instagram, your Facebook. He needed that. He freaking needed it. You understand what I'm saying? Where were you at then? Let's shout out.
Where are we right now? You better be lucky we came to this raggedy ass funeral. Where were you when he was hurt? And I was working trying to pay these goddamn bills. Where was you when he was in the hospital? I was working at the motherfucking hospital. Where was your raggedy ass? And I come out here to show my respects. That don't mean I had to kiss his ass 24/7 while he was still alive. But what I'm trying to point out to y'all is the distraction that's taking place. Now, if you got a company like Revolt and you doing interviews with all the mainstream artists, you just so happen to have the cameras, you have all the high-end production to make a freaking movie. You can do red carpet events. Revolt TV is major. They not hurting for no bread. There's no bootlegism with Revolt. Ever since Revolt came out, it's been top of the line. HD 4K. They not using that old Spike Lee film from way back in the day. But just so happens, Puff paying for this man's funeral, how much did he pay for this? The flowers look brown when they supposed to be white. And I'm not trying to make no comedy out of this, but if we're going to be talking about the sacrifices in hip hop, I got to walk y'all through these steps so y'all can get a clear understanding of how this works, y'all. Listen.
All the people back in Jefferson projects that gave Rob something to eat, some damn clothes to put on, food on his back, even though that boy done did a hell of a thing wrong to him. Let's go back to Robin Raw's days. If you want the truth, here we go. I probably don't have.
Okay. This is going to be a long stream, to say the less. But let's talk about this real fast. Black Rob was introduced to the world with the song, Whoa. My car's like, whoa. My ice like, whoa. The diamonds on her wrist like, whoa. Everything about this man is, whoa. But now his legacy is ruined because ain't nothing whoa about this funeral. That flamboyant Harlem rapper, and regardless of how a person end up in life, everybody not going to stay on top forever. People do have their L's, but why is they giving him such a hard L like this? They speaking about stuff that you wouldn't want to speak about because this is remembering this man. You don't want to remember him for being a bum and begging people for money and needing help and being needy. That's not how you send somebody away. You reflect on the good parts of that person's life, and whatever else y'all want to talk about that's not in the public, that ain't got nothing. Millions of people watch this live stream or watch his funeral, ain't never met Black Rob. So why is it for them to know all the stuff he was going through? But what I'm trying to let y'all know is when you want to demolish a person's character, when you want to tarnish a person's reputation, and you want to nip it in the bud that this person is broke and they not entitled to nothing, that's why you have a ratchet ass funeral like this for public affairs, for public opinion. If this funeral would have went any old other type of way in a classy manner, people would have started putting their heads together. So how many songs did Black Rob write? Oh, he wrote for Mace. He did a couple of songs for Biggie. He's entitled to some of them royalties, ain't he? Not after this shit. Listen, y'all.
All that time, but I'm going to shut it down. It's enough of this already. Y'all wasn't there. Some of y'all wasn't there when the rough times was there. Once y'all seen it was chicken, it was popping, everybody was everybody. Everybody wanted to be something.
Okay, that's their stream. I swear that ain't got nothing to do with me. I guess they trying to get it together because this whole thing is bootleg. Hold on, wait a minute. Is y'all still there? Look, Yo. Hold on, let me see what's going on here, man. Let me see if we back active real fast. Let me know if y'all can hear me out there. Anybody there, man? Okay, I think we back. See, this is the thing, right? When you got them highly classified documentations and they know that you giving that real and they know that you giving nothing but facts and that good information, they will shut you down. I was giving y'all this information and they shut down my whole entire stream. I had to go through hoops and hurdles to get back on track. Now, this ain't no publicity stunt and this ain't no scam. This is what really just happened to me. So y'all got to know that y'all getting exclusive information because they trying to silence your boy. They working overtime, but you know what? That's not going to hold me back. I won't stop and I can't stop. I told y'all I'm the P. Diddy of YouTube, but I ain't doing no sacrifices. We going to pick up right where we left off. I do apologize for the bootlegism, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. Those your people up there that don't want this truth to get out, that want people to not know what's going on behind the scenes in the music industry. But without further ado, I will continue on and I'm going to keep moving forward with this. Without further ado, let's get back to this highly classified information, man. And remember, thank y'all for tuning in to Docs Daily, where you get your highly classified documentations every single day from your boy Sean Blasey, okay? Hit them like buttons and subscribe to the channel. Also hit that Cash App, y'all, because y'all know that I need it. Because they doing me real bad. But without further ado, let's get back into what this dude was talking about.
You want to hear the real Black Rob? All this other stuff, that's it. Nobody ain't saying nothing else. That's enough. Y'all thinking all the wrong people. All right, let's start thinking the real people. Let's thank his mother for sure for just having a...
Let me skip.
They moved into projects. He was there with... Let's thank all the right people. If you're going to talk about it, some of y'all would have made a phone call, would have talked to him, would have just called him. Check on him like you do your Instagram, your Facebook. He needed that. He needed people back in Jefferson projects to put on food on his back, even though that boy
did he say put food on his back? Hold on, he put food on Black Rob's back.
Food on his projects that gave Rob something to eat, some damn clothes to put on, food on his back, even though that boy done did a hell of a...
They had a food fight with Black Rob, and now he's giving props to the projects for putting food on his back. I can't make this stuff up. Let's continue on, y'all. Matter of fact, I gotta run that back one last time because that was very dumb.
That gave Rob something to eat, some damn clothes to put on, food on his back, even though that boy done did a hell of a thing wrong to him. Let's go back to Robert Raw's days. If you want the truth, here we go. I probably don't have all that time, but I'm gonna shut it down. It's enough of this already. Y'all wasn't there. Some of y'all wasn't there.
Okay, I can't do this. He said he about to shut it down at Black Rob's funeral, y'all. I ain't gonna be able to listen to too much more of this foolishness. Let's get into some more deep seriousness that's going on with this whole situation, man. And I'm gonna need y'all to pay close attention because I'm about to ramp up these documentations real fast for y'all. So if you can't keep up, that's on you. I'm about to get ready to go down the list of what really happened with those Bad Boy Studios and with a whole lot of these Bad Boy artists out here. Black Rob was writing plenty of songs for Bad Boy Entertainment. But the thing is, Black Rob was not business savvy whatsoever. He was a street guy. He was a hustler. He was Black Rob. He was robbing people. He wasn't a big deal in the business side of the rap game. But when it came to writing lyrics about the streets and stuff like that, he was good for that. Now, Machine Gun Kelly is a rapper that was signed to Diddy as well. You never heard no stories about Machine Gun Kelly getting jerked. You never heard about Machine Gun Kelly having any complaints about his business dealings with Puff Daddy or none of that. And one of the main reasons why that is, and I'm not trying to play the race card, but this has everything to do with Machine Gun Kelly being Puerto Rican. That's the reason why he ain't never get jerked by Puffy. And if you can hear it from him himself right now, if you turn up your volume, that he feel like Black Rob was done wrong too, because he ain't never have to deal with nothing like this. So we're about to break down the sacrifice, but before we do that, I need y'all to listen to this real quick. Machine Gun Kelly, everybody.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your boy Mike Easy Chicken, man. You already know what the fuck it is, man. Hey, and today's video is none other than about Black Rob, man. And if you don't know Black Rob, man, I suggest you go do your homework on New York banging hip-hop music, man. Cause, hey, back in the day, late 90s, early 2000s, man, Black Rob was where it's at, man. And if you know Black Rob, man, R.I.P., you know, he passed away here recently. There's a bunch of controversy surrounding his name right now. If you don't know about Black Rob, he was signed to Bad Boy Records. He was Bad Boy for life, you feel me?
Right.
His number one song, well, his number one most selling song that everybody knows him for, his song Whoa.
Right.
When you see me,
that's right. That was it.
Like, whoa.
Whoa.
Everything you see is whoa, man. You know, when it came on, that's how him and the gang all around it. He passed away, man, of kidney failure. He's been sick, you know, these past few years. He had a GoFundMe page, man, where he was trying to raise $50,000. I really don't know for exact what reason, but I'm guessing it was something for his medical, you know.
Yeah, most likely.
He was trying to raise $50,000. At his time of his passing, I think he had only raised $27,000. Now, I seen where a lot of people was talking about, well, you know, he made all that money. That's his fault if he ain't got it right in. I understand that, man. You know, people go through stuff, man. People, you know, shit happens, man. You get what I'm saying? But then on the other side, man, after he passed,
mind you, Machine Gun Kelly ain't never had those issues with Bad Boy. That's something he ain't never have to worry about. Puffy not having him on medical expenses and stuff like that, because he had his share of issues in the past as well. But he ain't never have to raise no money or nothing because he's Puerto Rican. Listen, y'all.
Diddy, you know, Bad Boy for life. Diddy made a paragraph-long post, man, you know, saying R.I.P., celebrating Black Rob's life. But then I seen a lot of other people's points on it. Hey, Diddy, man, if he's Bad Boy for life, man, he's supposed to be good. Where was you at whenever that money was needed? He needed $50,000, man. You pitched that out in a day. It's nothing for you. If that's one of your boys, man, and y'all so close, man, where was you at? So I see both sides. And personally, man, I'm looking at Diddy like, man, that's some fucked up shit, man. You ain't as real as you say you is. You got $1 billion, man. You can't even give that man 50 racks, man. Not even 50. I think he was about 20 off, man. You know what I'm saying? So I find that's kind of fucked up, man.
There you have it. Because it's hard giving these documentations to people. Don't nobody want to give me the credit. But see, sometimes when you hear it from a white person, a lot of people listen and respect what they have to say. Old black ass me give you the information about Black Rob. And people don't want to hear that. People don't care. They're like, oh, Crispy said something about Black Rob. Who cares? But when the white guy point out that Diddy did Black Rob wrong, now y'all all want to nod y'all heads. Yeah, he telling the truth. Diddy ain't do Black Rob right. But throughout this whole video, I've been trying to break down to y'all what a sacrifice is, but ain't nobody want to hear me. But when Machine Gun Kelly got something to say about it, people want to pay close attention. And with that being said, we're about to get on to the next segment, and I need y'all to pay close attention. So right now, I need you to open your eyes and clean the wax out your ears. And before you do that, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button, because we almost got 200 people up in here and only 15 people hit the like button. I know y'all probably don't like me personally, and I don't know why. If you was born a hater, that's your business. But I'm here to give y'all this information so you will know what's going on with this whole situation. So show me some love, even if you ain't got no love for me. Let's get into this, y'all. I need y'all to listen.
For someone who I walking from this book seems to care a lot about what people think. How were you able, how did Puffy let you write this book?
Well, first, it's not about him letting me do anything.
Okay.
Because, you know, I'm a grown man. So as long
This is Mark Curry speaking. So listen to everything he's saying, and then I'm going to break down my analogy, y'all.
I got my own feet, my own hands, my own body things that I need in order to keep it rocking. I could do whatever I feel I can do. I was making sure I don't do anything to hurt anybody else who don't need to be hurt, or I just address those who I need to address.
Okay.
Two is, one thing we always remember is the truth will always set you free.
Wow.
And one thing about the truth is it can't be denied.
And now let's talk about that, because, you know, in your book, you talked about pretty much, you know, Biggie, you talked about Tupac, you talked about Mace, and
Right.
a whole bunch of other people. From your perception, how bad was the contract between Biggie and Bad Boy? Like, how much money was he literally being robbed of?
Well, you know, Biggie Smalls had Junior Mafia.
Right.
And Biggie Smalls also had a friend was Undiz. So they were already starting their own record label before Biggie died.
Yes.
You remember, I believe Biggie was getting into his own Brooklyn Mint, the clothing line and all of that. So
Okay,
Biggie
stop
was,
right there. Y'all got to remember, when Biggie was with Bad Boy, he had a whole bunch of artists on his own label. And when Biggie passed away, they started doing business with Puffy. Same thing when Rockefeller Records broke up. Everybody was with Dame Dash, but when Rockefeller broke up, people decided to go with Jay-Z. So same scenario with Bad Boy. A lot of those new artists that came on the scene with Puffy was already established with Biggie before Biggie passed away. And Black Rob just so happened to be one of them people, allegedly. That's how they got introduced, through connects, through Biggie Smalls. The same way Cameron was able to get into the music business because of Biggie. Same thing with the Lox. So Puffy owes a whole lot to Biggie. And if you keep listening, I'm going to reveal to y'all how Puffy owes a whole lot to Black Rob, because Bad Boy was done after Biggie and Mace left. There was nobody there. Black Rob, when he came out with Woo, that saved Bad Boy Records. So keep on listening, because this man is owed some money regardless of what his family is talking about. Listen, y'all. Hold up. Let's go.
already on his way out the door. You know, and I just remember the stories like when Biggie would want money from Puff, and like Puff, he would be like, they doing the show, Biggie wouldn't show up to the show until 10 minutes before the show.
Yes.
You understand? And Puff would be like, where's he at? Where's he at? And then that's how he would get his leverage. Like, Biggie knew that Puff needed him. Biggie, if you break it down and really look at the situation for what it truly is, Biggie Smalls made Bad Boy.
Listen, y'all. This man is explaining that even Biggie couldn't get his money from Puff. He had to do little tactics and tricks like not show up to shows or show up late or put the pressure on Diddy to get his money. So what y'all think Black Rob had to go through? What y'all think was going on with Black Rob over at Bad Boy? If he wasn't willing to pay Biggie, his top earner, one of the greatest, and I'm not saying Puff ain't never give Black Rob no money. All I'm trying to point out to y'all is that Black Rob was not business savvy whatsoever, because if he was business savvy, he wouldn't have passed away broke. That's just the bottom line of it. If his business was together, there would be no way that Puffy would have to pay for his funeral. Now, whose fault is that? You can't blame Puff for everything. I know a lot of people would love to blame Puffy for everything, but the truth is that's Black Rob's problem if his business wasn't together, y'all. So we about to have this conversation in the comment section. I would love for everybody to participate. Have you ever been in a situation, and I need y'all to answer the question before I continue on with this. Have you ever been in a situation felt like you was being underpaid or undervalued? Have you ever questioned yourself
This Friday
at your 9 to 5 or wherever you work at? Have you ever questioned yourself and questioned your place of business? Am I being jerk? Is they doing me right? Is they paying me right? And I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all feel like y'all been in situations to where you wasn't getting paid like how you was supposed to get paid. But if you don't know the business, if you don't know how to go over the paperwork, if you don't know anything about the business side of it, you could be working that Subway. I'm over here making thousands of sandwiches. This company is making X amount of dollars. Shouldn't I be entitled to some more money? But so many of us is trained to take what they give you. And that's Black Rob's situation. He was a worker at the end of the day. But I'm trying to let y'all know he was entitled to way much more. And his family, by the sounds of them at his funeral, they not business savvy neither.
How bad?
And Biggie Smalls also had a friend was Undiz. So they were already starting their own record label before Biggie died.
Yes.
You remember, I believe Biggie was getting into his own Brooklyn Mint, the clothing line and all of that. So Biggie was already on his way out the door. You know, and I just remember the stories like when Biggie would want money from Puff and like Puff, he would be like, they doing the show, Biggie wouldn't show up to the show until 10 minutes before the show.
Yes.
You understand? And Puff would be like, where's he at? Where's he at? And then that's how he would get his leverage. Like Biggie knew that Puff needed him. Biggie, if you break it down and really look at the situation for what it truly is, Biggie Smalls made Bad Boy. Bad Boy is Biggie Smalls.
You have it on page 105, and you said in many ways I was in the same spot as Biggie when he signed with Bad Boy. I was a poor cat who hadn't finished high school, but I had musical talent. Puff was rich. Puff was a rich cat with no musical talent, but also with a stable of mostly white advisors and lawyers who taught him how to put voodoo on his artists. And you went on to say that after Biggie signed,
He wrote in his book that Puffy learned in college how to put voodoo on his artist. But at the same time, this is the same brother that never graduated from high school. So, you know, but this is the scenario. And this is where I got to give Puffy props. He ain't doing nothing no different than your average person of non-color or your average white person do in the music industry, or your average Arabic person do, or anybody that's not black. It's just so happened that Puffy is black and he's jerking people. The same thing happens to everybody in rap. But when you a black mogul, when you a black businessman and you practicing practices that been going on since days of memorial in the music industry, people want to paint you out to be the devil. But he's just a businessman. And this is just how it goes down in the music industry. So I'm not about to sit up here and say Puffy is the worst and Puffy is this, Puffy is that. Puffy is black. And he just so happens to own a record label. And the record industry is messed up. So why would Puff be any different? I mean, it's a lot of businessmen out there in hip hop that do their artists better than Puffy did. But a lot of them artists that I'm talking about, like Master P and all these other dudes, ain't go to Harvard. So he cut from a different cloth. And plus, Mark Curry revealed that he ain't have no education. He just was talented. Same thing with Biggie. Ain't really had no education. He was just talented. Black Rob, no education, just talented with lyrics. Black Rob was writing raps since he was 12 years old. Puffy, on the other hand, went to college. Well educated, ain't got no talent worth a goddamn, but he know how to make business moves. Same thing with Clive Davis and a whole bunch of other moguls out there. The only difference is Puffy is black, and that's the reason why he get a lot of flack for doing what he do to his artists. Let's continue on, man.
Contracts that Puff forced on him. For example, he walked away with only $25,000 to avoid people finding out just how broke Biggie was when he was killed. Puff announced that he was giving the Fallen Stars family several $1 million, but if he had given Biggie a fair contract, Biggie would have had plenty of money to take care of his family forever and wouldn't have needed Puff's one-time charity.
Y'all hear that? Biggie died broke as well. The highest grossing hip hop artist out of New York, Barclays Center named after Biggie. He got his own avenue. Biggie is a legend in the game. Died broke. And Puffy said that he was going to give Biggie's family all of this money. But the truth is, if Biggie was getting what he was supposed to be getting paid, Puffy wouldn't have to give his family no money. Same thing with Black Rob. People praising him, Puffy paying for the funeral, Puffy doing this, Puffy doing that. If Black Rob was getting what he was entitled to get for the rest of his life, Puffy wouldn't have had to pay for the funeral. Same thing with Biggie Smalls. I need y'all to listen to this, man. I need y'all to pay close attention, yo.
Finding out just how broke Biggie was when he was forced on him. For example,
run that back.
Puff was a rich cat with no musical talent, but also with a stable of mostly white advisors and lawyers who taught him how to put voodoo on his artists. And you went on and said that after Biggie signed the contracts that Puff forced on him, for example, he walked away with only $25,000 to avoid people finding out just how broke Biggie was when he was killed. Puff announced that he was giving the Fallen Stars family several $1 million, but if he had given Biggie a fair contract, Biggie would have had plenty of money to take care of his family forever and wouldn't have needed Puff's one-time charitable donation.
Okay, I'm going to elaborate on that, but we got so many people in here right now. Ain't nobody hit that like button. Ain't nobody subscribed to the channel, and I'm starting to take it personal because I'm over here risking my life to give y'all these highly classified documentations, and y'all can't do something as simple as hit the like button for me. I understand if you don't want to join the live chat, that's on you. Nobody's forcing you to do that, and nobody's forcing you to hit that like button. But out of the kindness of your heart, I don't see what the big deal is, because all I ever do is show y'all some love. I mean, the comment section looking shabby. Look how many. I need y'all to see this. Look at the comment section. This is bad. Hold on, I gotta get this together for y'all. Y'all gonna have to see this, man, because the comment section is looking like doo-doo right now, and y'all not showing me no love. So what's that all about? You know, matter of fact, let me get this together for y'all so y'all can see yourselves and how ridiculous this look. Because I'm not the one looking bad. It's y'all looking bad. Look at y'all. It looked like the little bus is in the comment section and ain't nobody. Look how many people watching, and look how many people hit the like button, and 3 fat ass midgets hit the thumbs down button. And I'm trying to give y'all this information about Black Rob. Not only is y'all being disrespectful to the live stream, but you also being very disrespectful to Black Rob. So I'm going to continue on with this information, but I just had to put y'all on blast because I will do it. Without further ado, let's continue on what was really important here. I'm so mad I'm all over the place. Ooh, hold on. Wait a minute. I am so pissed off. You know, all I do is share and give, but y'all don't want to show me nothing. That's all right, though. That's okay. That's all right. Let's just get back to this.
That's a very, very powerful statement. I was like, wow. You pretty much said that. You said with everything we all pretty much thought or we had heard. Mm-hmm. When someone mentions or alludes to anything about, the rumors about Puffy being gay or any of that, does that shock you, or does that, or is that kind of like I can see that?
Yeah, because see, I don't have to actually see 2 men engage in sexual activity to say he's gay, because gay is a way of life. Mm-hmm. So I can look at the way you handle your money.
I mean, so what if Puffy, I don't know. Last time I checked, Puffy got a whole bunch of kids, but when you start digging at somebody's sexuality, that's a low blow. Because in all honesty, Puffy is a grown man. I don't know what he do in the bedroom. I don't care. And for all them artists out there concerned about Puffy's sexual orientation, grow up. What you worried about what that man doing with his booty? Good for him. I salute. God bless Puffy. we ain't about to do that on this video. Talk about a man's. I don't care if Puffy's in the closet or whatever the case is. Let's continue on, man.
Look at the way you treat people. I can look at the way that you want it to be all about you. So you gotta look at how women are. Women have a certain characteristic about themselves that men don't have. So then you start looking at, yo, why in the world is you the only rich person and everybody else? Like, why is it so much about you? And if you got a artist that just did 3.
If that's the case, it's a whole lot of gay dudes out here. If you want to talk about somebody being selfish, and it's a lot of women out here that give and give, and don't even have nothing for themselves. They so busy giving. So that's a terrible analogy. Puffy is feminine because he's the only rich person in his camp and everybody else is doing bad. That's not a feminine trait. There's plenty of women out there, givers, providers, take care of their family and some other people's families. So that don't mean you got to be a friggin', if anything, he's just being a man in that aspect. So, I'm not about to make a whole video dogging out Puffy and finding any and everything to say something wrong about him, because Puffy, he's done a lot of good things throughout his career. He made it possible for a lot of these brothers to get out there and feel like they could be a CEO and rap at the same time. You ain't never had no rapping CEO before Puffy. So he contributed to the game a whole lot. But what I'm trying to help y'all understand is when it comes to a sacrifice, you don't have to be the one to pull the trigger. You don't have to be the one to slit somebody's throat or do something evil in order for it to be a sacrifice. If you're benefiting off of somebody's death, that's just as bad as a sacrifice. If you know somebody ain't living right and they not healthy and they left you some money in their will and you feeding them ice cream and Twinkies so they can pass away faster, and when they die, you benefit from it, that can be considered a sacrifice. If you ain't show no love to somebody while they was alive, but you want to reap the rewards and get benefits and praises off of their death, that's another form of a sacrifice. So as far as Black Rob having kidney failure and having strokes, and when he passed away, this man paid for his funeral and got people at the funeral talking about, oh, Puffy this and Puffy that, that can be looked at as a sacrifice. But let's continue on with this, y'all. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man.
Million records. Whoa, and he in the hotel stealing. Not only is he a fool,
everybody.
Hold on, listen.
Else, like, why is it so much about you? And if you got a artist that just did 3 million records, whoa, and he in the hotel stealing. Not only is he a fool,
everybody,
but he doing what he had to do.
Yeah.
But the thing is, why is your man stealing?
You talking about Black Rob. He said, whoa, did 3 million records. And around the same time, Black Rob was in the studio stealing and robbing just to make a living when Puffy was the one holding the bag. Now, let me see what's going on over here in the comment section before I continue. My man Tony Galbraith is in the building. What it do? Tierra Williams, Palmer said, who put them dumb ass hands on the coffin? Okay. We got Dante in the building. And mind you, if you say something intelligent in the comment section, I'm gonna read your comment. So I'm gonna have to pre-read it before I show y'all some love. That's why all Diddy Tierra Williams said that's why all Diddy artists become one-hit wonders, because they don't know how the record label business works. And that's what any one-hit wonder that come out with a record and they only have one hit. The way you make another hit is by learning as you go. You can get lucky and win the slot machine, but if you understand the mechanics of how the thing work, you can do another hit or you can get another hit. But when you got people that don't want you to understand the business aspect of it or what you have to do to get on them charts and how you manipulate the system in order to get another hit, then you always gonna be a one-hit wonder. So my sister, that was a very, very clever analogy, and y'all got to understand that too. The reason why Black Rob was a one-hit wonder, because if he keep on getting hits, I'm gonna owe him some more money. And if he ever get hip to how much money I actually owe him, then I'm gonna be in debt to Black Rob. And I'm pretty sure your boy Diddy did not want that. Let's continue on, man.
That's not just his fault, it's your fault too.
Do you believe the rumors between him and Mace?
Now that right there,
Hold on. Do you believe the rumors between him and Mace?
You know, well, you gotta look at it like this, you know, and I say it best like this.
Okay.
A person like Mace that comes to Puff that wants a record deal automatically is willing to do anything that he got to do to have that deal because he asked him for a record deal. So then you got to look at it and be like, you know what, you willing to sell your soul for this shit right here.
And if you're willing to sell your soul, you willing to do anything.
You willing to do anything.
Damn you, Mark Curry.
Like, for example.
He's basically saying, this is Mark Curry saying this. He's saying that Mace and Puff had a special type of relationship going on. And like I said, I can care less what they got going on in the music business or what they do behind closed doors. But if that's the case, everybody with a job got a sexual relationship going on with their boss. If you a man, and a lot of times that's true. If you working somewhere, you a manager somewhere, and you just so happen to get a job and you ain't got no experience and people put you in a position, they probably putting you in other positions. That's just life. That's not just the music industry. But I will tell y'all one thing for sure. Whenever Mace pass away, God forbid, he gonna have a better funeral than Black Rob's. Puffy did Black Rob funeral like he couldn't stand his ass. That funeral was a sign of hatred. That funeral was so bad. Black Rob is tossing and turning if he can even move around in that little ass casket. And this ain't no disrespect. But let's continue on with this, man.
Please.
They might say, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you $1 million. I'm going to give you $2 million. I'm going to give you $100 million.
Run that back a little bit.
For this shit right here.
And if you're willing to sell your soul, you willing to do anything.
You willing to do anything.
Damn you, Mark Curry.
Like, for example.
Please.
They might say, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you $1 million. I'm going to give you $2 million. I'm going to give you $100 million. But before I do that, I just want to take a couple of pictures with you. With your shirt off. And your pants off, too. And then you be like, $100 million, shirt and no pants. Okay, that's what they be doing. Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
So then now, here go your $100 million. So then now you sitting there with your girl. She got the diamonds and the fur on. She look good. So all of a sudden you see somebody in the background flashing those pictures in that envelope at you.
Okay, Mark Curry is speaking from experience. And by the sounds of what he's saying is the music industry, Bad Boy, for example, will blackmail you. Have something over your head. Some nudie pictures or a videotape of you doing something zesty just in case you ever get out of line. They can expose you to the public. Now, it's a whole lot of people out here that gotten exposed in the music industry. Prime example, Soulja Boy, when he came out, he was on fire. Everybody doing the Soulja dance. He had a big cult following of young kids that just loved his music. Then the Cat Stacks incident came out, where Cat Stacks had some lines of Yola laid on the counter. And ever since then, your boy Soulja Boy was going downhill. He had that Mickey Mouse appeal, that music for your children, and that ruined everything for him. And he's been a coke habit waiting to happen ever since then, and he ain't never been able to recover from that. Now, you could say, why would these pictures hit the street, or why would somebody do that? They have different ways of sabotaging you. This woman could have had them pictures a long time ago, but as soon as he slip up, here go those pictures. It's plenty of incidents where artists get exposed. Chingy, another example. Chingy was with Ludacris and they was on Disturbing the Peace together. As soon as Ludacris and Chingy fell out, here go all these Sydney Star pictures and all these gender benders they was involved with. Same thing with Young Buck. Him and 50 was cool during the height of G Unit. As soon as him and 50 fell out, here come all these gender benders with Young Buck's thing in their mouth. So Mark Curry ain't lying. That's how they do in the music industry. Have something hanging over your head just in case you get out of line, just in case you don't want to do business no more. Okay, cool. I'm about to put out the gender bender transformer photos and let's see how far your career get after this. Continue on, man.
This telling you to come in. We need to talk to you. You be like, wow, now you got me by the balls.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So then that's when a lot of things come in to play too, without me having to speak on other things. When somebody come to you and say, you know, I'm exposed to your people, everything that you done to get this money, you'd be like, yo, man, that'll make you kill yourself.
Now, if you don't know who he's talking about, then I just cannot help you. People were questioning the deal between Arista and Bad Boy, the affiliation anyway, from jump. Just about, a young black man getting this large chunk of money to start this new venture. It seemed to have been also the catalyst for the downfall of Arista, in a way.
When Puff did No Way Out, that was right after Biggie Smalls died. Matter of fact, on Victory, you had Biggie Smalls. It was The Sun Don't Shine Forever, but it's in the commission we asked. So Biggie just died. Then he had Mace on the album too. So this album sold, 7 million, 11, one of the 2 million records. So then now he back negotiating, and they thinking that he gonna sell this many records again. So he goes for a big budget. They give him a big budget. I think he came out with what was the album Forever. The first single was P2000,
which was easily
with
forgettable.
Hurricane G on the beginning.
God,
That album bricked.
The
album bricked.
It did.
So when that album,
how much did it sell? Do you know?
I don't even. The album was so terrible that they won't even mention it.
In the book, you make a claim that pretty much the actions of Diddy got Clive Davis fired from Arista Records. That's pretty much the claim you make.
That's because the way that money went.
Yes.
Like, and you're not recouping. Like, we need this money back. So then now you see where you got an inside person that's working with you that says, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna slide you 100 million. I just need you to kick me back. You go do your thing. So you don't know what kind of deal him and Clive Don made. You understand? But he understand that he gave him that much money and he works. We're gonna do the kickback thing.
Okay, so what y'all listening to is how the whole Bad Boy deal came about. How Puffy was able to come into this money. Now, speaking from a street perspective, when you doing business in the street and somebody fronts you some things, they don't only want the money back for them things, but they want some money back on top of that. And in order to get that money, recruit that bread, you have to be cutthroat. And Puffy, by any means necessary, has been getting this money for a long time. And best believe he hasn't been able to stay on top by being a nice guy, by being your friend, by doing right by everybody. When you owe X amount of money to anybody, you got to do whatever it takes to get that money back. That's just the laws of the game. And unfortunately, so many people has been burnt by this system, by this record label. But me personally, I don't blame Puffy. If you don't have the smarts to do good business, you so desperate to put on them chains, you so desperate to get in the studio and get in the videos and everybody be singing your song, and you not trying to practice good business practices, that's not Puffy's fault. And that's why there's so many opportunists out here that get sacrificed on a daily basis. A lot of times people are sacrificing themselves. If you willing to go through all of this stuff just to get your face in front of a camera, you a damn fool. But now in the age of information where people is finding out more stuff, y'all done heard the stories about Bad Boy and all these other record labels. A lot of people is deciding, you know what? I don't think I want to deal with no record label. I don't think I want to get signed. I think I want to be independent. And this is a terrible thing for record labels. They're like, we got to stop this trend, because you hear about stories from people that was signed to Cash Money getting jerked. It's not just Puff. It's a whole bunch of labels out here raping these young artists like that. What this Black Rob funeral is doing is shedding a positive light on these record labels. It's shedding a positive imagery for people like Puffy, people like Birdman, because everybody's speaking about the good deeds that Puffy's doing. Yeah, Black Rob was broke and he ain't have no money. Puffy came and saved the day. So now a lot of artists is like, you know what, maybe a major label is not that bad. Maybe I'll go see what's up with Puff. He did right by Black Rob. He probably was like that back in the day, but he ain't like that no more. This is a good PR move. And like I told y'all, Puffy love them Puerto Rican girls, so this right up his alley. But we about to get back into this information, man. But before we do that, I need to see how many people showed me some love in the comment section. And then we're going to continue on because it's going to be a thriller within this video. A lot of stuff that's about to be uncovered that y'all ain't realized was going on in the music industry. I'm about to expose that for y'all. But before I do that, I got to check and see who's showing me some love and how many people we got up in here and how many people hit that like button. So we got, the homie Gage Gore is in the building. What's up, Pimp Sauce? Dante is in the building. We got 400 and something people watching, and look how many people hit the like button. Man, it's so rough showing people love when people don't want to show you love back. But you know what? I ain't even going to be negative. I'm going to show love to the 102 people that hit that like button and for the people that subscribe to the channel. And most importantly, I want to show love to the people that join the live chat so we can have these good conversations. Also, for the people that left the donations, I really do appreciate y'all. But without further ado, let's get back to this information, man, because we're going to be here for a good minute because we're going to break down the real truth about the sacrifices that go on in hip hop. So listen, y'all.
Well, I mean, since we're on this topic, I mean, you know, we keep it here, we keep it real here on Giant Untold TV, and you know, we can't skate over the issue and the rumors of, you know, during the big Diddy takeover, the Bad Boy takeover, you know, there was rumors about Clyde and Diddy. You know, there was rumors about, you know, how does this young guy get, you know, this large amount of money? And, you know, there's, you know, both of them could be argued to be legendary in the industry for, you know, an array of things. Mm-hmm. Let's just go ahead and get this out here. In terms of the rumors that Diddy was involved with Clyde on a more than friendship level, that he was involved with so many different things. And this is what I want to pay attention to, just simply. When did you ever see anything like that? Can we just clear all that up? Was there big rampant homosexual parties at Bad Boy? Like, was it what?
See, it's journalists like this that's just so full of zest and want to talk about the undercover sex that goes on between people and higher powers. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When people want to talk about famous people's sexualities, it's a way of getting away with having a zesty conversation without being looked at like you a cupcake. Because if you have a conversation about some regular everyday people and their sexuality, somebody gonna be looking at you with the side eye. I think my gardener and my mailman is having sex. I witnessed them go in the barn across the street. What the hell is you worried about two fruity people for? Why is you concerned about these grown ass men and what it baffles me when people have in-depth conversations about who's doing what with who in the music industry. Like I told y'all, man, it's a closeted way of having a homosexual conversation. And that's not what we're going to do. But it's plenty of people, for those of y'all that's not understanding what's going on, he's basically saying Puffy and Clive Davis had a sexual relationship going on. Okay, if y'all want to go there, y'all want to have this zesty conversation, y'all going to have to let me know in the comment section. I'm going to need to see how many people says yes with a Z, Yaz, Y-A-Z, if y'all want to have this conversation. So I'm going to pause this and see how many people say yes. And if we get at least 10 people to say yes, and which I highly doubt we will, I'm going to go ahead and have this zesty ass conversation with y'all. So I'm just going to wait it out for a little bit, and I'm going to play the game and see how many people is going to say yes. And if don't nobody say it, then I'm just going to continue on. Yep. And while we waiting to see what's going on there, man, let me tell y'all a little something about these sacrifices that be going on in hip hop, man. It's so easy to do. When you have somebody that's expendable, sometimes your best bet is to sacrifice that person, especially when you already established as a record label and you got a whole bunch of stuff going on. You have all these loose ends hanging on, these new people that want to be down with your industry, these new people that want to be a part of your organization, they come into the picture and they already exposable. Sometimes people want to see how far they can go with you. They tell you to do this and you do it. They tell you to do that, you do it. Whatever they ask you to do, you do it because you want to be in that limelight. You want to be a superstar. You want to be the next big thing. Eventually it gets to the point to where you're so expendable, we can just sacrifice your ass. We can just get rid of you. It's the people, the highest of the highest and the lowest of the lowest. There's people at the bottom of the totem pole that get sacrificed. But also, if you at the highest height and you at the highest of the totem pole, you can be sacrificed as well, depending on how beneficial it is for the people in power, man. Without further ado, let's get back to this.
He went on, and where did all that come from?
See, these kind of things you won't see, you won't know. It's like a phone call you get on the phone from your girl saying, "Come over here, I want to see you."
Okay.
And you won't tell me. You won't tell nobody. You just gonna go handle your business.
Okay.
But if you break down the whole history of Clive Davis, we want to go back from Eric Sermon. You want to start there when Eric and Paris making dollars. EPMD when Eric sent the people because the publishing problem between Clive and
I remember.
You understand?
Yes.
So you understand that he's a wicked dude. I've been hearing from him about how he gets down for so long that then you already knew that Puff was one of his puppets.
Exactly.
Right?
Next week, we have Mark Curry Part 2. He's going to be talking about how Diddy pretty much blew his budgets, about how a lot of people in the industry were afraid for him to even write this book. But I also want to extend a personal invitation.
I read the book with Mark Curry, Dancing with the Devil. I read it a long time ago. Matter of fact, I got it over here somewhere. And the book was very, very interesting. I read it from front to back. But you just can't help but notice that this is a disgruntled artist. And just like plenty of people up at Bad Boy, they wind up disgruntled with Puffy. And you gotta be aware that Puffy is aware that his artist is disgruntled with him. But all that changed with the Black Rob funeral. And that's why I let y'all know in the beginning of the video, a sacrifice can be looked at as anything that's beneficial to somebody. And nobody is benefiting more from this than Puffy. Prime example, with his artists, a lot of them is reaching out to Puff. A lot of them is pleased with Puff. They can't say nothing negative about Puff right now. The dude, Mark Curry, you just got done listening to, he was condoning and supporting and praising Puff for paying for Black Rob's funeral. And plus with the pandemic, it's so many people out here doing bad that a lot of people is trying to get in good graces with Puffy. Those people at his funeral that was talking about Puffy this and Puffy that, they just trying to get in good graces with Puff, y'all. And now's the time that he about to start collecting, because they trying to get a handout. So that's what this all boils down to, y'all. Now I'm about to play something for y'all, and I need y'all to pay close attention because this is about to get real serious up here. And I want to thank y'all for tuning in and showing me some love.
That gave Rob something to eat.
Hold on.
Some truth. Here we go. But y'all wasn't there when he really needed that love with each other. We ain't brought up like that.
Listen,
we
y'all.
had it bad in the hood. We was just young kids trying to scoop scrap whatever we could. Rob started writing rhymes since he was 12 years old, y'all. He used to be on the bench when you're behind us. You just caught him. You wasn't there. Stop acting like you were there. We gonna take it back and let's talk the truth. Give the credit to the people who deserve it. The aunties, the uncles that took care of Rob's kids and shit. Excuse my language, when he was supposed to be on the
cussing all in the church.
Family members that was really there for him, but Rob messed it up. Okay? They were there for him. They opened the doors.
Now I know y'all wondering why this brother got on that catering jacket. Look like he just got done catering the restaurant somewhere. He probably ain't had no suit. God bless his heart. Listen, y'all.
The influence and then the change. He was a young little kid scratching like, yo, one day I'm going to be a rapper, PD. I said, I know you is. If you keep rhyming and rapping like this, son, we going to be out of here. You know what? When everybody was playing other stuff, guess what Rob rhymes? That's all he used to do. Write rhymes. That's all he did. He was an athlete. He played basketball, football. He was a young child growing up. When he came to the life, it crossed him over. He got here, he went there, but he found his way. Once he came back home, whatever he couldn't find over here, we had him over here. These are kids' days. Okay, Miss Ross, we remember those days. I do. I'm going to talk about it because y'all deserve the credit. If anybody get the credit, it's us. I ain't going to stay here. I'm going to tell y'all the truth when it is told. We got to go. When you want to hear about it, hear about it. Rob loved all of y'all. Somewhere along the line, he made a mistake to where he suffered.
Wait a minute. You know
it's
what, man?
Right. It's all about Puff Daddy.
Here we go. That's all I wanted to hear.
Also, when you talk about Puff Daddy, let me tell you.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, bootleg shit.
Needed medical help. Puff got him the best doctors. He got him the best everything. The best hotels. Anything he wanted. He been there from 0 day. All right, whenever the media, y'all, Puff always been there. So shame on y'all if y'all in there talking bad about him. He always helped Rob. Even when we didn't already. Rob been blew through the money. Like, Rob, how you went through all this money? I don't know, but call Puff. All right? We love.
What sense do that make, y'all? Do that make any sense to y'all? Whatsoever? What this man just said? Puffy was always there. Even when Black Rob blew through the money, Puff was there for him. It don't matter if he needed some medical fees or whatever the case was. Puff never told Black Rob no. Now, mind you, he's saying all this on Puffy's platform. So you can't think that Puffy's not watching. Puffy's not listening. Like I told y'all, a lot of people is trying to get in good graces with this man because there's a lot of people desperate for money nowadays and don't nobody want to speak out against him. And me, I'm not speaking out against Puff. I respect what he's doing as a businessman. Like I said earlier, he's only doing practices that's been going on since forever. The only difference is he a brother and people try to deem him out to be the devil. But at the end of the day, Black Rob was not up on his business and Puffy clearly took advantage of that. The same thing happened with Lil Wayne. He just now getting some money from Birdman. They was in court for the money, but Lil Wayne lived long enough to try to get the bag. And he wound up getting some money, sold all his publishing and everything when he got the money. And I want to say this before I go. I can understand why Puffy and why a lot of these record executives don't want to give these artists the money that they supposed to have because they already know where the money gonna go. And if you do have some love for somebody, you don't want to see them kill themselves with the money. Sometimes you want to keep that money just in case you see them with a clear head. Maybe they start to change and they do the right thing. And just when they really need that money for something positive or they want to do something big and they not on drugs and they not out here doing all this dumb stuff, then you want to give them that money. Like, look, I've been holding on to this for you a long time. Prime example, Allen Iverson. He was blowing that money in his whole NBA career. Ain't know where his money was going. He had somebody that was looking out for him, that was holding on to his money. And when he finally went broke, he pulled him to the side and said, look, Allen, I've been saving this money for you. And now you need it the most. I got it for you. Now that you grown, you mature, and you wise, and you need the money, and you know what to do with the money, here go the money. Allen Iverson been good ever since. I got an uncle that went through the same thing. My grandfather was able to build, and I know this ain't got nothing to do with me, but you know, my grandfather, he was getting money held from him, from his job, and he was able to buy a big ass house in the country and stuff like that because somebody was looking out for him. Somebody was holding on to that bread. And I feel like with Lil Wayne, if he had all that money up front, he probably wouldn't even be alive right now. Black Rob, rest in peace, brother. But the way he was living and the way he was carrying on, if he would have got that money up front, it's a possibility he would have passed way before his time, but we just don't know. But the sacrifice in all of this, the question that I'm asking y'all on the video, do you think Diddy sacrificed Black Rob? A lot of y'all believe that he straight up did some type of ritualistic sacrifice on Black Rob. Me personally, I don't believe that. I believe that the sacrifice comes into play of him benefiting, clearing his name. I don't know how many bad boy artists passed away to where people had so many questions, so many fingers pointing in his direction. And finally, an artist passed away and Puffy's hands is clean. As far as the public is concerned, don't pay for the bootleg ass funeral. Family got up there chanting, Puffy is the man. Puffy was always there. Even when Black Rob blew through the money, Puffy still helped him out. Puffy didn't do no wrong in the situation. That's going to help this man sleep at night, even if it is a whole crock of bullshit. But sometimes you got to make sacrifices to change things and to turn things around. And for Black Rob, the bad boy curse looked like it's finally came to an end. There's no more bad boy curse. Those artists, they chose their path. Same thing with Black Rob. He chose his path. Puff ain't got nothing to do with that. Y'all gonna have to let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section, man. And for all the people that participated in the video, I got so much love for y'all. For them people that hit that thumbs down, I'm gonna be at your door in the morning. You better play sleep, Nooka. I'm gonna be there. But for everybody else, man, I got so much love for y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, baby. And for the people that left them donations, I got so much love for y'all too, for real. And let me know in the comment section what y'all want to talk about next time. I'm thinking about doing the Mo3 sacrifice, the Serena Williams booty sacrifice. She ain't got no booty no more, y'all. We gonna have to figure this out together as a team. Who we gonna talk about? We need to speak about this, man. And you know you want to. Documentations for y'all, man. And we're about to get out of here right now. Like I told y'all, hit that Cash App, $ Sean Blaze Docs. Remember to tune in to Docs Daily, where you get your daily documentations from your boy Sean Blazy.
Risk my life to give you documentations, girl. I risk my life to give you documentations, girl. I risk my life to give you documentations, girl. I risk my life to give you documentations, girl.
Sean got the docs. I'm keeping it funky like some socks. Ponytail with the box, and my cell phone look like a box. Try not to get shell shocked when I start busting out the docs. I got secret videotapes of your mom cussing out your pops all over a box of corn pops. This rhythm got your pop.